There we go. All right, wonderful. Well, I'm not going to reiterate what I said. I'm just going to go over the first slide there, show you the results that we get, things and how they move really quickly and rapidly. The fiber gigs that you can buy and how much they cost, 400, 500, 600 bucks is the slide I went over earlier. This is one of the result pages that we were working with. I think Brian was working with this. We were getting these results very quickly. And we have within our own Skype room, you can't necessarily read all of this, but this was a testimony that we just got the other day from somebody whose Falcon looked a little bit like all red. And then, within a period of I think it was a month, he was able to use, the process, the concepts that we're going to share with you today and, turn them all red. And I asked him for testimony. He said, well, you know what, just look at the image. That's all you need to know how things are working. And, once again, he just kind of shares more about what's happening and the results that he's getting for that. And so, with the supercharged features that we have, first page rankings, unlimited anchored back text and backlinks. So we don't put that limit on there for you. The learning curve is on a scale of 1 to 100, 100 being really tough. This learning curve, Brian, I guess you'd probably say is probably somewhere in the 30 to 40% range. It's really, really simple when you follow everything that we're doing. And so with all that being said, now that I wasn't showing my screen, but it's okay. You can see the value of what we're talking about here. I'm just going to turn this thing over to Brian because he has a hard stop and has to, get out of here at a certain particular point in time today. So, let's just go ahead and turn it over to Brian and let him go over and show you exactly how this works. You guys excited to see, the inside of the mechanisms and how this is working? Give me a 1 and we'll just kind of flip it right over there. All right, Steve and Jerry and Lucis, 1-1, Bruce, cool. Okay, so we have taken up 15 minutes of your time to explain who we are. Now we're going to take up 45 minutes of your time to show you the awesomeness and the results that you can get. So Brian, go ahead and take it over. Sandy, Les Nesbitt. All right, guys, cool.
Let me know if you guys can see my screen.
If you guys put questions in here, I'm going to monitor the questions. Brian, do you want to have me ask the questions at the point that you...
Let's wait until we're done with that. I want to try and see. I know we mentioned 40 minutes to this. I want to see if we can get through it in 30.
Okay, go ahead. We'll take all the questions at the end. Go ahead.
Cool. Sounds great. So as Patrick mentioned, if you guys work with local clients, if you work with GMBs, sorry, it's always going to be GMB to me, not GBP. Or if you're also trying to do backlinks or try and rank a client site, oftentimes what we're always looking for is the magic pill. So quick show of hands, give me like a 2 in the chat if you're looking for that magic pill. Awesome. We see a couple 2s. Awesome. Fantastic. Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
Oh, there's a quadruple 2 right there.
Sorry, the easy button or the magic pill doesn't work. There's going to be work involved with this. That said, this makes it as close to easy as possible for you. So as Patrick mentioned, one of the things that we looked at here, brand new site, started with 0 backlinks. We ran one campaign in BackLink Factory, and you can see that we had some pretty significant results. We'll just leave it at that. Now, for this particular one, basically what we'd seen was we had a campaign, we ran a couple, and then basically we just kind of let it ride. And after we ran 2 campaigns, you can see it kind of shot up here. Now, keep in mind, these are a little bit older screenshots. This still works today. We've seen it time and time again through a number of different campaigns. We can see rank 2s up 16, up 27 positions into number 4. And you can see just the trajectory on this. It launches pretty significantly there. So, and this isn't just for Google. It is you can use this for Google Maps, mobile, Bing, Yahoo. I don't know who would be using Yahoo, but for sake of argument, when we had tested this does work across multiple search engines. So one of the things to keep in mind is you could potentially do all of this work Yes, this will work for YouTube. Um, you can automate this particular kind of work, or you could do it manually. It just depends on time versus the amount of effort you want to spend on this. And one of the things that we often work with is we work with buffer sites. Patrick can get into this a little bit later, but the idea is that we are insulating and fortifying our primary website so that as we get into more aggressive tactics, we are able to insulate our website and the effects of backlinking to it. So one of the most common ways to do it is a tiered linking structure, just like you're seeing here. If you have any questions on that, we can answer those later on. And there's a variety of different ways we do this. So we can do it through point of interest, directions, map entities. People also ask related searches, search console, and basically stuff that you're already ranking for. So as we're looking at this, what we want to keep in mind is we want to strengthen the relationships that search engines understand who you are, what services you provide, the context around who you are. So as we're doing that, these are some fantastic ways to go about building these kinds of backlinks to your website. So one way you could do this is you could potentially go in and you could manually create sheets. Again, this is a real big pain in the butt. No one wants to do it. But if you're competent and proficient in Excel, you can do this on your own. There's no need for software. The idea here is that the software just helps facilitate this and make it a little bit easier on yourself. So under the hood of what we're looking at, normally what we would want to see here is we would go in and we would combine keywords. This is another tool that Patrick has called Keyword Translation Factory. It works absolutely fantastic. And the main reason we would want to use this is to kind of mix and match your keywords, getting a variety of different anchors as well.
Hey, Brian, just to interrupt real quick, the Keyword Translation Factory is a free gift to everybody here today as well.
Perfect. So one way that we can do this, again, if you're proficient in Excel, you can use the hyperlinking and concatenate. You can use this with Google Sheets as well. And this is one of the ways that you're able to kind of create these index type pages for Google. A little bit more of a hands-on kind of explanation of this. You can have your keyword 1, put in your website, include the concatenate feature, and drag and drop this all the way down, and it's going to give you different anchor text for your specific backlinks. So pretty straightforward. Again, the idea is that we want to use that tech. We want to make sure that we're being as efficient as possible with our time. So that's where we get into the software. So as you can see with this particular software here, one of the things that we'll do is we can put in our primary keyword, secondary keywords, and essentially fill out these particular boxes. And what that's going to allow us to do is create those sheets in a more automated type of manner. So I'll let this kind of play here. You can see exactly what we're doing. Again, we're making these sheets very, very quickly. We can merge keywords, splice them, unsplice them, do a lot of different things here. So one of the best ways to do this, especially for Google My Business, is actually within the software. We can take a look at your Google My Business information. This is just good info to have as your NAP info, making sure that it's all correct. And essentially what the software does is it'll go in, it will scrape the data and put it all into a format that you can either copy and paste into a notebook, additional spreadsheet, anything that you can use to kind of have at your disposal and at your fingertips. The way that the software then works is it's going to go in and create a variety of different latitude, longitude variants within your particular profile. And once you have these latitude, longitude variants, you can use those as your link targets. As you can see here, we had a client that we put in our primary keywords, different map variants, and then put in a bunch of different keywords down here for us. Ran the software and it creates our nice Google Drive folder as well as our iframe code. Now, once you have these codes, the iframe code or the folder, there's a lot of different stuff you can do with this. You can use them as backlink targets. You can use them as reference files. really the sky's the limit on this. So as far as how you're actually using this, I often liken this to a piece of paper where if I were to give you a blank sheet of paper, what can you do with it? You can write a story, you could draw a picture, you could fold it up and make a paper airplane. There's a lot of different use cases for it. Really, it's once you understand how the software works and once you get familiar with it, the use cases are pretty much unlimited. It's really up to your imagination on how you could potentially leverage this software. So I'm not sure. I think you got rid of do we still have the free indexing allowance, Patrick, or no?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Do we still have the free indexing allowance, or is that gone?
No, we had to take that away because everybody spammed it.
Okay. So that we'll move on from that. Basically, the software that we've got, it allows us to create those backlinks through spreadsheets, Google Sheets, and control that anchor text as well as where that goes. So, like I said, get through this in even probably quicker than 30 minutes, but it's a very simple software. As you mentioned, Patrick, on a scale of 1 to 100, this is probably in like the 30 range of how difficult this is to actually run the software.
Right.
We can jump into questions if people have them. I know, we've got the free gift for people. If there's anything that they would like to see, we can go over. I'm happy to go over that. But again, this is very, very simple software. It allows us to leverage the power of Google in order to help rank on Google and help you just add fire to what you're currently doing.
Are you able to load the software up and just show the back office in there?
Yeah, let me see here. I'm going to have to pause screen share.
Possibly do that. Yes, Craig, there's training. We have a Skype room with over 300 people in it that you'll be part of. And there's questions and answers in there all the time. There's people that are sharing their recipes and how they're achieving their goals all the time. And what does it do besides map links? Russ, well, map links is just one of the neat little tricks that we do to beef up the positioning of the business within the maps and the map packs and give it more validity. But for any product, any project, any website, anything that you want to drive links to, affiliates, right? You can use this for anything. YouTube videos, right? Vimeo videos, wherever you need to create a backlink and a powerful backlink system and a stacking. So let me ask a question here for everybody that's here. How many of you guys use stacking? One, or actually know what stacking is? Okay, no. One, okay, yes, I have. Okay, so that's awesome. Wow, beautiful. Okay, thanks, guys. Stacking is, think of it this way. If you have one link that goes to your YouTube video, and in your YouTube video description, you have another Google backlink that's going to another YouTube video, and then you do that 4, 5, or 6 times, you've stacked your Google links from one property to the next, so it has more power, and then one property to another property, and it has more power, and so forth and so on. So the more that you stack, the more power it's going to actually spit out to, somewhat like a link wheel. Yeah, Paul. And then eventually you get to your money site. And so you've got all, in a PBN environment, so to speak, you've got all these first tier, second tier, third tier, fourth tier. The further away that you get from your money site, the more crap you can actually do and get away with. But the closer you get to your money site, you don't want to do that. So what we've done, and what Brian alluded to earlier, is something called a buffer site. So if we take a Google document, we take a Google Sheet, we take a Google G sites themselves, and they are the only single link going to your money site, but you have all these Google backlinks behind it, pushing that power through there. You can see, like it's the Hoover Dam getting ready to break, right? And you can create a link, Will Paul. So the tier ones that we create are actually Google properties that link to the site that you want the power to go to. Does that make sense? Brian, does that explain kind of like what we're talking about here?
Yeah, more or less. You can think of it as kind of like if you took a garden hose and you covered half of it, turned on the water, you're going to pressurize that hose, and wherever you're pointing that, you have basically a water jet, right? Or a
Right.
highly pressurized stream of power, right? That's essentially what you're doing is you're funneling that into a particular area and then pointing that at a particular target and using it to power wash the side of your house, so to speak.
Right. Someone was asking, is this like a lower level program from SE Nuke? And the answer is no. This is the Taj Mahal of links that you can get, because it's Google pointing to wherever you want it to point, and Google will read and understand and love their own links more than they will anybody else. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah. So just as a quick run through on how the software works, so can everyone see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
So we're going to do this real quick because we don't want to get into detail, but I want to show you how awesome this is, right?
Yeah. So basically what we can do is if we wanted to, we can go to Google Maps. We can take a look at any particular business or create driving directions right here. Now, again, Maps is just one example of what you can do, but let's say we wanted to look for, I don't know, we'll say Taco Bell. Okay, we'll actually go ahead and grab this one. And what we're going to want to do is we want to grab this particular direction here. Okay, perfect. We'll just grab this guy. Yep. Generate. We're going to grab all of the map listing. There we go.
I mean, we built in a lot of ways in which you can create links and get links, and especially within the Google Maps. And when you start to fill all the property data in over on the left-hand side, that all becomes, does anybody know what that becomes? It becomes metadata. It becomes metadata within the link. So now you have all the data from these businesses or sites or YouTube videos, right? Whereby this data is embedded in your actual Google link structure that we're creating for backlinks. See all these links right here? These are actual backlinks to that Taco Bell that you can now take and create the whole backlinking structure with our system and create all the power with all the keywords you want to associate with those particular map URLs. Is anybody kind of getting a aha moment here? Like, Barbara's lost. Okay. Sorry, Barbara. We're trying to create links, and these are map links to your business. And if you're a rookie, that's awesome, because we have great training and we will help you step by step by step. Okay. But in essence, what Brian is showing you right there is that we have found a way to grab your map links or map variants to your business that you want to rank, or in this case, the Taco Bell. And we put those all in the URL count there, and you see where it says 50. So Brian grabbed 50 links of that Taco Bell in a variation of places right around Taco Bell. So it gives it local presence, right? In that variant. And then we link all of those to the actual keywords at the top that you see in the top left up there: taco, taco near me, burritos, Taco Bell dollar menu. So those all become the keywords that people are searching for, linking to that your business property that you have, your client that you have, that is going to help rank that GMB or that local business or that local service area, because number one, you're taking a Google map link, which is a Google map, and then you're creating a Google backlink out of a Google property. So you've got a double hit right there. Does that make sense? You've got a map link that's leading to Taco Bell, and then you take that map link and you create a Google backlink to that map, and that gives you more power in that vicinity for that Taco Bell, i.e. your plumber, i.e. your painter, i.e. your home repair guy, right? And so by utilizing these concepts and techniques, and what Brian is showing you here is the whole idea that we talked about at the very beginning, right? That Google loves itself. So now we've used a Google map and we've created a Google backlink from that Google map. And if you look at those three boxes on the bottom, right, for how we create that stacking, that child, that parent, and that file description. So now we're adding on top of one another from one to the next, and that power of that backlink that we're creating from Google is exploding juice to your particular property, right? Does that, give me a one if that makes a little bit more sense for everybody? Because I don't want any to be lost. It's really, really kind of simple, right? We get a Google link, we backlink a Google link with a Google backlink, we throw all this power at it, and you do it. Where does the Google backlink reside? It's just a normal backlink. It doesn't necessarily reside anywhere. Where
actually it resides on your drive. Yeah.
Well, it resides on your drive. If that's the question? Yes. Okay. Is this about local relevance links? No, Steve, it's not. We just know that a lot of people that are in our business, in the SEO business, do local. They need, to get their local businesses ranked above the other businesses. So this is one way of using it. You can also do this, as Brian shared before and talked about before. You want a YouTube video that wants to rank, right? You can take this same process, and we teach you how to use the Google process for doing backlinks to your YouTube video. You want an affiliate program, right? We then can take an affiliate program that you want to rank for specific keywords, and we use the same process for that, right? So are you building other sites to point to the money site? Craig, no. we only use Google, but if you have other sites that you want to point to your money site because they're already linked there, then you can take the system that we have here, create backlinks, to that money site. That money site will then have more power and be linking to your site. So, it's a web environment that we create whereby all of these things work together. The main issue is that we've created a software that's pretty simple, that allows you to do something nobody else is doing, because they're all buying backlinks from Fiverr. They're all trying to get a backlink from ABC. They're all doing guest blogging, guest posting, to bring those backlinks into the power play for the sites that they're trying to rank. And yet we all know that Google is the most powerful entity in the SEO world. So Google is looking at ranking something, and they're looking at their own property. They're looking at their own maps. They're looking at their own backlinks that have been created. You're going to get more love from that than you would be trying to use, an SE Nuke or some other type of program, that's trying to get around the system, right?
Patrick, can you bring back up the PowerPoint? Brian lost his audio.
Oh, okay. Sure. Sure. Where do you want me? I mean, I could just pop this up real quick up here so we have it up there. But Bruce, you're a rookie. That's perfect, because you're gonna, for those of you that are in that rookie-ish area, you're gonna learn something that has taken us years and years and years to put together, that works and makes sense, and it works. It actually works too good, because what you can do is, if you're not paying attention, you can actually, destroy a site by putting too many backlinks from Google in a environment that you're trying to rank. The beautiful part of it is that because these links reside on your Google Drive, right, and they are powerful, the only reason that they work is because of the way that we've created our program with Google to make those public. But as soon as you turn those links off and make that drive not public anymore, then the power of all of that goes away. So here's the beautiful thing about that when you're dealing with a client, okay? And that is this: you get a client, you get them ranked, and they say, we don't need you anymore because you've done such a great job. I'm sure some of you in here have had that happen, right? And then all of a sudden you lose your income because you did a great job. Well, when you're using our system, then you can just tell them, okay, 5 minutes later, you come and turn all those backlinks off, and their rankings drop like a bomb. Okay, because all that power that you built, you control it. You go out and buy 100 SE Nuke links, you can't control it. You go buy PBN links, you can't control it. They're there forever, good, bad, or indifferent, right? And the beautiful thing about this program is that you control it, you own it, and if the plumber decides he doesn't want you anymore, you just go to the next plumber, put his information in where the other plumber was, and now all that power is going to go to that new person. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a 1 on that if you love that idea. All right.
Hey, Patrick, while we're talking about that, here's the $24 question. How often do these Google properties do the bots come and take a look at what's there?
Well, that's an interesting thing. One of the questions that we have in our room all the time is, they're not indexing, right? They're not indexing. Well, here's the thing. You actually don't want your links to index. There's 2 reasons. Number 1, Google reads your drive every 5 minutes. So every 5 minutes, Google is looking at your drive. They know what's on your drive. And those backlinks and everything that you create, when you create a public drive, right, Google's going to see it. They don't need to backlink it, guys. You don't have to have them backlink I'm sorry, you don't have to have them indexed. You don't want them indexed. What's the second? Who can give me the second reason you don't want them to index? Somebody give me an idea. Why do you think I don't want my backlinks indexed.
Am
Now,
I
it's
allowed
not
to play?
spam, not, well, it's not losing juice.
How many of you guys use
Hackers,
SEMrush or
you
AH?
know, you're close. Okay.
How many of you guys
Okay.
use?
Lewis has the answer. You don't want them to be indexed because you don't want them to show the results, because you don't want what Larry said. You don't want your competition to get in there and see what you're doing and rip off your ideas and your concepts, right? No, it's not because they'll derank you, Stephanie. That's a great thought, but it's not relevant to what we're trying to talk about here. It's not going to derank. Gregory says others could use those links. Well, they can't use them, but if they see them, then they know what you're doing. And Lewis he's got the perfect answer, and that his answer is keep it a secret, right? And we got people that are really good at SEO, and we're outranking them, and they go in Hrefs and they go into Moz and the rest of them, and they look at backlinks, and they see that we're beating them, and they can't find any backlinks. I'm like, what the heck? How does that work, right? So that's the reason that it's beautiful that Google doesn't index these links, and we don't want them necessarily to be indexed. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a one if you want to keep all your power to yourself and not share it with the world except for Google, right? Let's see about 20 or 30 people here that understand this. Beautiful, beautiful. Lots of ones, okay? That's awesome. So that's the other reason, that we do this the way that we've done it. And I know apologize if this is a little bit confusing, but this is a private program that has only been offered to our customers for the last 4 years. You will never and have never seen this program anywhere else on the internet by anybody, because we have never, ever offered this before. But Neil reached out to us, said he's got a lot of really awesome, cool SEO newbies and guys that have been around a while and wanted us to come and offer this for you guys. So we decided that we would do this and see how it goes. It's not, listen, this isn't a $27 program, right? I guess you guys are figuring that already. But we worked out a really, really good deal with Neil to bring you something that would help. But here's the most significant thing, for me. And that is, if you go down and take a look at, let's see, let me bring this, let me see if you can see this slide right here, okay? This is what happens in our Skype room. I don't know if you can see the top of it, but this is our BackLink Factory Skype room. We have 350 members in there right now, small exclusive group. We don't want tens of thousands. We're not trying to build, Tesla here. We want good quality people that use our tools, that work our tools, and people that will collaborate and help each other, the newbies. This one, I can't blow it up, I don't think, but I don't know if you can read it. But, this guy got results in just a few days. But it's because of the way that we teach, the way that we take care of everybody. And, I'm going to tell you that your learning curve, is probably going to be maybe 10 days of a little bit here, a little bit there, but we got great training programs. And the simple fact of the matter is, this works. It totally, totally works. And we've got 30 some different Skype groups over here, but this is our BackLink Factory group right here. And we also have a done for you service, which we are not going to share with you today, but if that's potentially something, you can always reach out, to us later on. So do you guys want me to show you the keyword translation factory that everybody gets? I think I can pull that up. I'm not quite sure. But before I do that, are there any other last questions? Because this is key. This is really, really key to your business. And outside the box, you can do all the other stuff. That's a great question on the drip feed. Okay. Does it have to be drip feed? Drip fed, Brenda said. Okay. And let's look at it this way. We suggest that there are certain limits that you use. And the reason is we don't want you to just set, like Brian said, we don't want you to turn the fire hose on, because if you turn the fire hose on, you could destroy the site because Google is so powerful. If you do that as a newbie, it's okay. You just go back to the system that I told you. We turn your drive off. Your site comes back up the way that it was, 5 or 7 days later. And then we work with you to come back to a different environment to make sure that you're okay, right? So what I'm going to do here, a couple people probably have to run. I'm going to put a slide up right here. Gary, if you can copy those links and put those into the chat box.
I can't. I don't have the chat box except to the admins. But
Okay.
I can copy it. No, I can't.
All right, let me see if I can do it real quick.
While you're doing this, there is one question that should come up. What happens if I share my Drive document to other Gmails?
You could probably answer that.
Well, I can answer it. I just give me a 1 if you think you know. Give me a 2 if you have no idea.
Let's see. Let's go with Dubil. So Dubil, go in the chat and tell us what happens when you share that. Okay, while you're doing that, I put the links in the presentation here and put them in the chat. So literally what we have here are 3 options to help you out. Okay, one is a straight monthly program, and there's a discount code for Neil that's going to help you out tremendously. The second one is the BLF2, which is a hybrid, which is a little bit of an upfront payment, and then it reduces the monthly. And then the last one is a single. This is awesome, guys. This is a single pay coupon. You're only going to pay this one time, right? And you can create tens of thousands of links, okay? As long as you are with us, okay? And what does that say? Link 403. Okay, so DeVille was answering your question. It says provided you don't allow editing, you have multiplied your exposure because you have put those and shared those on other drives. So now you have other drives that are being exposed with your backlinks. Correct.
Think of syndication. That probably is a closer answer.
Let's see here. Okay, well that worked. That's the monthly. So I tested it and it worked out fine there. You just have to fill your information in right there. Come down here and put the coupon code that we gave you, and that will give you a significantly discount program. This is the link for the hybrid one where you have a little bit of an upfront. You put the coupon code in and it reduces the price significantly for you. And this is the single pay where you put the coupon code in there and it reduces it almost 40% for you for, let's see, I'll put it in there for you right now. You can see it. NEIL. I'm still doing my screen share, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's try it. Let's see what happens. Hit apply. And that's going to bring you down to one-time payment of $988.35. We wanted to really kind of bring this down into the range of what you have to pay on Fiverr for, a single gig for high quality backlinks. And these are unlimited links forever. One thing about us with our programs is we continually update our programs and processes, and we don't do like some of the other marketers and charge you more money every time we increase or make a improvement to our sites and to our properties. So that's why most of the people that are with us have been with us for 3, 4, 5 years, because they know that when we design a program that's going to work. It's going to be upgraded all the time. It's going to work all the time, and you're going to we're going to make sure that you have results. Does that make sense for everybody? Let's see here. Any questions?
Can we paste, Patrick, can you paste in the image duplicator and send a word or two about it?
Yep.
Because it's free.
Okay. How does a hybrid payment work? You pay a little bit up front, like I showed in the browser, and then it reduces your monthly payment. Some people want to have a lifetime but can't afford it. Some people don't want a monthly because it's too high. So what we did is we kind of pushed those two together, pay a little bit of money up front, and it reduces your monthly obligations, from there, right? Okay, so one of the other things that we have, and this is a bonus for you. I got to get back to my screen here, if you don't mind. Right here is the keyword translation factory. I think it's going to be good till I'm going to think Friday or Saturday, DeBill, one of those two. So this is a free tool. You go to Keyword Translation Factory. There's a paid version of it, but the free tool is fine. And what we do with this one is help us to identify a lot of tasks that we ultimately end up doing, except we do them over and over and over and over again. Okay. So I wanted to make sure that what we were doing here for you was going to give you, something that's going to benefit you along the process. And we've got like over 1,200. We got like over 1,200 of our members throughout the time over the last couple of years that are using this. So if I log in, so you go here, just hit log in. You probably can't log in. It's going to say hit register right here, register for it, and it'll give you the free version of the tool. But real quickly, I'm not going to spend any time on it. Just going to kind of show you some of the really cool features that we have that help us. So when you're looking for LSI, relevant keywords, this is all based on Google. So, if you put in, popcorn, whatever, under the free version, it's going to give you, 8 suggestions directly from Google that you can use in some of your, SEO, some of your titles, different things like that. Don't worry about the translation up here because that's the pro version. So I just want to make sure that everybody sees what we have on the free version here. And then the other nice thing about that is when we come up here to the extractor, excuse me, not here, the top 10 titles. Once again, we want to know what the top 10 titles are for you for maybe YouTube videos or YouTube titles or, titles for your metadata for your sites. So we can pull these up like this. And then if you want, you could take this right here, copy that, go back up here, push it in there, and hit append for new titles, and still, find the ones that it's going to do, and it'll give you additional ones that will append to this. So you can see here ways that these are just search terms that are Google search terms. Okay. And I'm going to have a special class on this for everybody that comes in and joins us as well. Now, the other part of it is we have that one is a paid version, but it really is cool because it helps you build a silo website out of. Let's see here. And another tool, like for me, I always have a bunch of keywords over here that I need to remove spaces, remove these things. So this is a utility tool that helps us a lot. You have other keywords like this that you want to wrap them in, like you're using for AdWords or something else for that. I'm not sure about you guys, but I know for me, I absolutely destroy spin text. So let's just say, for example, we want to create we have a program doing videos and we're creating spin text. We can actually take, the list of our combined keywords that we put in here. There's 4 sections for your keywords, and you can spin them up and combine them together. And then once you have all those done, you can come down here to spin text. You can load all of those in here very simply, right? And you can create a simple spin text down here, and it will be perfect, and you cannot make a mistake. And I find this to be extremely helpful for me when I'm trying to do this. Sometimes we need to create URLs, and we want to create anchor text, and then we want to have converted to HTML links. Once again, we just put our URLs, our anchor text in there, and we hit go, and it creates all the links for us, right? So I just wanted to show that to you because that's a very, very useful tool that all of our members have, and they really, really, really enjoy that software. So that's free for you guys. Okay, on the image, this is something that Neil isn't aware of because I didn't get a chance to talk to him about it. But within this link right here, this is going to be a video. And this is going to be a 30-minute course. Let me ask you a question. All right. And be honest with me. How many of you in your SEO business take the time to completely 100% SEO images? Be honest with me. I should have 80 answers here, and they should all pretty much, or 64 answers, and they should all be pretty much the same, with the exception of 2%. Everybody give me an answer. Give me a 1 that you do it, or a 0 if you don't. I don't care if you do it part of the time, none of the time. Okay, I got 2 1s and all 0s. What's the question? How do you optimize your images for SEO? I don't have, well, we're going to help you, Barbara, get an SEO business. How's that? Okay, some people do. Okay, you put alt text in. Okay, yes. Okay. Well, using Google AI for interpretation isn't necessarily going to get you where you need to be when you have the opportunity to tell Google what it is so they don't have to interpret it. Okay? Okay, so for the people that don't do it, and even for the people that do it here, what is for those that don't, why don't you? Let's get some answers. Why don't you do it? How can you tell what an image is? Very simply by telling Google in the back side of it what it is. Time consuming. We'll use my term. My term is PIMA. All right. How many of you guys know what the word PIMA is? Pain in my, okay. So the reason that we don't do it, and your competitors and your other SEOs, except for your really, really high level SEOs, don't do it, is because it takes way too much time. It's time consuming. It's hard. Okay. You don't need a coupon for the keyword translation factory. There is, if you just hit register, it should register you for a free account. And if not, you could scroll down the page that I think we sent you, and there's a free button down there. But just hit register, and it should be free for you to register. Okay. You cannot take a PNG file, but you can take a JPEG. Okay. PNG is a little bit different, but I want you to watch this video. Okay. And on that video page, Gary, did you give them a link in there to buy it and a coupon code? Gary?
It's above your link.
Well, I see the coupon code, but the link is the buy page for it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Rod, do me a favor.
Yes.
Can you add the YouTube video that we just created from our history into the chat for everybody so they can watch that 30-minute video?
I'd love to, except the, I don't have access to, oh, maybe I do. No, I think I've only got access to the panelists for some reason.
You can ask it. Hang on a second. You can ask it as a question. I thought. Hold on. All right, I'll do it for everybody. Hold on, guys. We will take care of it for everybody. Okay. Everybody, let me know if you can see the video link that's in the chat.
We're still seeing
Yes.
your Skype screen right now.
Yes.
Okay, you can see it? Okay. So this is a 30-minute walkthrough video. It's kind of a fun one. It's me and Richard kind of playing and sharing what we can do. And, you know, kind of going from there. So we will have a special class to teach everybody on the free version of that image duplicator, how to exponentially increase your SEO with images. Now, let's take another thought process here. If you have a perfectly, can you show offer page again? Yes, sir. Hold on, I'm sorry. There we go. You see it? Joseph, are you okay? So let me ask you this, guys. If you have a perfectly optimized image on your website, as we show you how to do this, this is real ninja stuff that nobody's doing. And I told Neil that we would, you know, be a little unorthodox here and just share with you our, you know, some of the tricks that we use and that we built these tools to do two things. One, to show you that we know what we're doing. Two, that you can, you know, hopefully know, like, and trust us after this, and know that we're here to help you by giving you some of these free tools to make what you're doing better. It works for affiliates, it works for YouTube, it works for TikTok, it works for anything, right? Neil's image, nothing. Okay, you need the link. I thought I put that link in the chat. I will do it again. It should show up in the chat now. Okay. So Gary, you want to type in the chat the support address that we have in case there are some people that have some issues with a few things?
I can type it in, but you'll have to cut and paste it because I can't. I can only do organizers.
The easiest
Okay.
way to get support is just Skype me, Rod Alley. I'm the main support person. And my Skype is RALLEY136. If
Does
you use,
anybody here not have a Skype account? Okay, Derek. I said, is there anybody that doesn't have a Skype account? Because I'm going to put in Skype or in chat Rod's address. What's your address, Rod?
RALLEY 136.
That's
my,
your Skype account.
yes.
Okay. Okay. We tested all these before. They all should work. If I'm gonna create a special Neil room for all of us, and we can all pop in there, and then I could help everybody with what we're doing here, some training, with the BackLink Factory and these 2 extra little free tools that we've given you. So I ordered, but error message, nothing there. Vanessa, you ordered which? Oh, Neil, when you go on there and you hit the free and you create it, you have to go back in after you register and then just hit the login button on the Keyword Translation Factory and put your login and password in there, and it'll open it right up for you. Oh, Barbara. Okay. All of these links right here were live for. I tested them all in front of everybody. They all work.
Patrick, you put in Rally 123 for some reason, and it's Rally 136, RALLEY 136.
Okay. Gosh, there's everybody's still here. That's awesome after all this time. I'm here to answer any other further questions, and go over any other questions that you may have about BackLink Factory. Use one of those 3 links. They work perfectly to get those. I just tested them up there. And if you have any other issue with the image duplicator or the Keyword Translation Factory, give us a shout, because we just put those very, 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 very last minute. I'm talking like 5 minutes before we started this webinar. So we got to do something, for everybody that we can really, really give them something good that they would never see anywhere else. Let's see. Okay. Let me get down to the rest of the questions here. Chris, there's a replay. I think James' live training is going to start as soon as the webinar replays are over. And I will double check these links to make sure that they all work, but for whatever reason, we checked them and they do work. Image duplicator free, yes. And you have to use the Neil free coupon code, DeBell. Joseph, there is a replay. Okay, on that Warrior Forum 127, if you put that Neil free in there, Gary, that should work for bringing it down to 0, right?
That does, yes.
Okay.
You have
So
to
it
click
takes
that
you to a
little,
Warrior Forum page.
you have to click that little button that says apply coupon code. If you miss that, it doesn't do anything.
Right. Let's go ahead and see if we can do that. Let's just go there and check it out. Okay. So if you put in here Neil free and hit apply, it changes it to 0. See that, guys?
Then you see that little circle down below? You need to click on that before it'll let you hit the buy button. That one.
Hit the buy button right here. I can't buy it because it's my own account, right? But you hit that button right there, scroll down and complete your purchase. And it should take you, to where you can download the software, and it's going to be fun. I mean, every single person that's on here right now, every single person should go get the 2 free softwares that we gave you, the Keyword Translation Factory and this, and come participate and let me and my staff help you, understand how to use the simplicity of the Keyword Translation Factory, but more importantly, how to use images in your SEO business, and then how to use the BackLink Factory to take all the stuff that we're doing here and blow it up for your customers, so that the goal is that you can pick up 1 or 2 customers and you'll pay for this whole thing, and then you'll have these for the rest of your life and never have to pay for it again. You're unable to access the image app, Barbara says. Okay, send that to Rod. We'll get a room going and okay, and go from there. Bruce, okay, the $19.97 is our normal price point for the single pay offer, right? That's what we charge all day long. And you have a coupon code that says for Neil, and that will bring that price down below $1,000 for a lifetime product that's going to give you Google backlinks forever. And you hear my phone going off, that means you guys are buying. Thank you. Does that make sense, Bruce? You good with that? Okay. Yeah, I mean, just give us a call, Barbara. We'll take care of it for you. Paul, the link was in the chat. All 5 links are in the chat. Do you need us to put them in there again? Paul got it. Cool. Thank you. Rebecca, like I said, send Rod a quick Skype and we'll fix it for you because it is free. Is the website offer the same offer? Bruce, I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Does he mean price-wise? This is a webinar only price.
This is the webinar only, right? So lifetime on the website. No, that was after we had given the discount to our current member. We do have a website, but that's what we gave our current members, and we wanted to make sure that we gave you guys the same thing for Neil as we did our own private members. We sell it for $19.97, without our private members. That was a private member page that you're on, that you see. we don't necessarily promote these pages, and we don't SEO these pages, and we don't try to get our pages ranked, because I don't want people out of the blue coming in and using our programs and products and that we haven't vetted through like Neil or some other groups that we know that are professional, at what they do, and they can be trusted. We've had to have some people in our groups extracted because we found out they were using them for negative SEO, and we just won't tolerate that. So that's why we kind of do it this way, and it works better. We get fewer people, but the people that we get are awesome, and they love what the results are, and we're super happy with working with fewer people but dedicated people, right? Brian says, I've been looking for this kind of program. Brian, which program? I gave you 3. Which one do you like? Keyword translation factory is a 37 lifetime in the keyword translation. No, the lifetime is like $127 or something like that. But you don't really need it for what we're going to do to start with. And then when we get to that point and I teach you everything and you want to move up to some of the other features, I'll give you another discount on that as well. So don't be going and paying that fee, okay? Please, Joseph.
Hey, Patrick, we need to tell them the story of how we accidentally got in the software business, because we didn't build anything for sale.
Well, you're a good storyteller. Go ahead.
When Patrick and I developed the very first piece of software, folks, we didn't intend to ever sell it. We only built it for our own use. And what we started to build kind of developed from there. And we realized at one point, there's enough business for everybody, so it won't hurt us to share it a little bit. And a little bit turned into something bigger that we never expected. So what you're seeing today is the result of something we never intended to sell, at least outside of our own group.
No, we yes. Well, wait a minute, DeVille. What do you mean by do your YouTube channels count? I don't know what you mean. What do you mean by do they count? Let's see here. So DeVille asks, do my YouTube channels count as websites? Well, they count as a property, like a website. You can backlink the living bejesus out of a YouTube channel and a YouTube video and a YouTube playlist. Think of the damage you can do on your YouTube videos by utilizing the backlinking structure of what we've shared with you today by one, blasting the crap out of the playlist, and then taking the playlist links that we create and taking the playlist and blasting the crap out of the videos and the video titles and the description of the videos that you have in that bottom section that Brian shared with you for metadata, right? And you just go right down the list, and one links to the next, links to the next, links to the next, links to the next, just like your playlist does. Okay, that's a time bomb. That's a time bomb. You just, slowly but surely, don't be too aggressive. Don't get overzealous. A little bit, and boom. You take your time, and you're gonna be able to rank for those YouTube videos in places you never was able to rank for before. Just YouTube. That, dude, I would say, depending upon what you're doing, once you're in here and you're working with us on the BackLink Factory, that's part of what we do to help you train. Foreign languages is awesome because it doesn't matter. Google is non-language specific. So if you have a French YouTube video, all your links are in French, all your keywords are in French, all your content is in French. It's no different than if it's in English, right? So, you know, that's the beautiful thing. And once again, for all of you guys, let me ask you a question. How many of you guys in here are doing affiliate linking, affiliate marketing? Barbara, thank you so much. Please reach out to Rod and we'll take care of you. Okay, affiliate links, right? Cool. So let's take a journey down that road. And I know that I'm going a little bit long, but I promised Neil that I would stay here as long as I needed to help you guys understand and provide value to us taking your time today, right? So let's talk a little bit about affiliate marketing. Now, how many of you guys think that selling eyeshadow in the United States would be a little bit harder than selling it in Brazil, but it would be easier to rank in Brazil if you could speak Portuguese? Give me a 1 if you believe that to be true. I need about 60 of you guys to answer. Yes. Okay, Paul, get a hold of Rod. He'll take care of it for you. Okay. So let's do this for a second. Let's do a little mind game. We have a YouTube video that we create in English because we don't speak Portuguese, right? Drive space is 0. I mean, you have more. You got more drive space than you could ever use. Okay. So affiliate marketing, we're going to sell eyeshadow, but we don't know how to speak Portuguese. We don't know how to speak Russian. We don't know how to speak Israeli. We don't know how to speak any other language. But if you guys are doing affiliate marketing, then you know you can go to places such as Offer Vault, etc., and you can find great offers on affiliate marketing for foreign products in specific niches in specific countries. Correct? Give me a yes if I'm right. Let me see some yeses. And if I'm wrong, tell me no. Okay? A lot of yeses, a lot of ones. So here's the issue. How do we take that, which is low-hanging fruit, because nobody else is doing it, other than those that maybe live in that country and make a fortune because they know how to do it, but we now go and we pick up a $100 offer that's an affiliate product, and it's got a web page, and it sucks, and it's worthless. How are you going to rank that page, and how are you going to get that keyword, you know, in an environment where people are going to be able to see it, right? So, number of different things, and we could go through this in private training as well. I mean, I've got private training we charge quite a bit for, but for you guys, we're just going to give you the whole enchilada here. But think of it this way. You've got BackLink Factory, right? And you're selling lipstick in Brazil. You do your keyword research, you have all your keywords, and then you go to, very simply, Google Translate right on Google. You know, type in Google Translate. You have your whole script. You don't need, like, we've got Voice Factory that we sell and other things that will make the video script and the audio and stuff like that, but you don't even need that, right? So you go to Google, you type in your entire script in Google, and it spits it out in any freaking language you want, correct? Now, I'm not sharing my screen at the moment, Michael. It's called Offer Vault, Derek. Offer Vault is one of them, okay? And so, let me see if I can, yeah, it's fine. You pick a let's see, you pick an offer, you do get all the keywords and everything that they give you from the offer, from whatever company you're going to do the offer, right? You take those and you create backlinks to those keywords to the affiliate link that you have for the site that you want to sell that product on, right? And now you've got something nobody else has. you have a site that's going to rank, especially if you do a YouTube video on that product or whatever. And, you know, that's pretty powerful as well. And then you take that YouTube video and you backlink it with the products that we've given you, right? And now you're going to rank that video above other people that are living in Brazil. You have the potential of ranking higher for that product as an affiliate. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a yes if the light bulb is kind of, you know, flickering a little bit, right? And so, awesome. Gary, look at all the people that light. Man, we can light up a stadium with all these light bulbs, man. So part of that whole process is when you utilize the tools that we've given you with the keyword translation factory, you know, where you can get all the titles and scrape all the data. You use the information for the affiliate that they give you, the website that they give you, you know, which you can't optimize their website, but what you can do is you can literally blow the crap out of that website, you know, for what your link is with the BackLink Factory and the links that you have and the keywords that you have and all the variations that you can create here. Does that hopefully make sense for everybody? And we'll go through and we'll teach you how to use all these tools along with just the BackLink Factory. And then, you know, with what Brian was saying, okay, how many of you here right now, there's still 60 of us out of 62 that started, which is awesome. How many of you do not have a local client? Is there anyone here that does not have a local client? Okay, me. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's about 15 people that answered, but you don't have a local client. So what if I were to tell you, and we could show you a way that with just BackLink Factory, none of the other super stuff that we have, but just with BackLink Factory, that we could show you how to go and get a new client for ranking, maybe their GMB, okay? And you're going to charge them nothing to do it to start with. You know why you're going to charge them nothing to do it? Anybody have an idea? Everybody's stuck. Okay, here's the reason. Because you're not going to tell them. You're not even going to tell them that you're doing it. Right? So Lewis has it, so they can't say no. Why? Listen, you guys have been around long enough. What is the main reason that you try to get an SEO client and they don't hire you? Oh, I've done this before. This guy charged me this, and this guy did that, and you know, I paid this much money and I never got any results. I'm not going to give you any money up front. How many of you heard that before? Yes? Give me yes, right? Totally, right? So now, here's the really cool thing. You have to spend a little bit of time after with our teaching and everything else, and you go in and let me see if I can share my screen. Am I sharing my screen? Show my screen. Can you see my screen now? No. Now you can see my screen. Okay. Let's go to Plumber. Can you see my screen now?
You got to spell it right.
I don't care. It'll get there. Right? So we go to Plumbers in Detroit. All right. So these three people right here, how much business do they get, everybody? How much business do these three people get of everybody that comes to this site?
90%.
I didn't ask you. You know the answer. Lewis is all of it, right? Because let's also do another. Let me ask you another question. how many people are coming to this page under that search term spelled correctly or incorrectly on their phone or their desktop? Type in P for phone, D for desktop. Okay. And I want you to put yourself in this. Yeah, I mean, some people do use the desktop when they're at home, right? But put yourself into this position right here. You're on your phone, you're looking for a plumber. Okay. My question to you is, how many of you are going to go to this button right here, click on it, and then kind of look through all of these other sites and try to figure out, oh, which one am I going to go to? Be honest with me. Almost never, right? Perfect. So well, I mean, look, 95% of us are never going to go beyond the first three, depending upon what we're looking for. But it doesn't matter if it's greater than 50% never do. Then my point is well taken. So let me ask you this question. This is an ad. This is an ad, which we generally mostly all skip. So these are the three people that are real businesses that are getting real money and real clicks, right? So if they're the only three that are going to show up, how much is the number 4 through 10 getting? How much are these guys getting down here? Nothing, right? A little bit. They're getting scraps. Okay? So if we go down here and we pick out somebody that's, say, number 5 on the list. All right, let's pick this guy right here, number 5. And he doesn't know what we're doing, and we take him and we take his site, right, and we document in video everything that we're doing, not all of our secret sauce, but all of a sudden in 2 weeks, if you've been able to move this guy, he doesn't even know you're working on it. There's no clue. But you document everything that you're doing, and he moves up to the number 3 spot in the GMB. And you call him and say, Mr. Paranga, right? Hey, Mr. Paranga, did you check your rankings lately? Did you notice that you moved up? Do you have any idea why you moved up? Well, let me tell you why. Because I saw that you were on the 5 spot. You weren't getting any business. I knew I could move you up into the 3 spot. Your phone's probably starting to ring a little bit, and I did it for you. Now, would you like to stay there or go back to the number 5 spot? Do you think you could sell that? Give me a yes, hell yes, awesome, no worry, or I'm just too shy, I couldn't sell anything. Yes, Lewis, I can. Hell yes, hell yes, hell yes. Excellent, right? Okay. So I'm kind of diverting and moving over into some other things, but I want to make sure that you guys understand the power of the product and the little other things that we're sharing with you so that you understand that we care. We want you to do well. We're going to help you. We're going to show you how to do well. And we have a community of people that are there to answer your questions and help as well when you get stuck, and go from there. So if nothing else, I got 60 people here, say 50 minus me, Rod, and the rest of us. Okay. Did you guys learn something today? If you don't buy anything, my question is, did you learn something? And was it worth your time to spend an hour and 30 minutes with us? Amazing information. Replay, you missed a lot. Yes, definitely. Purchased already. Definitely purchased. There's a 30-day refund. Don't worry about what the site says. You know, I would pick this up because if you miss it, we're going to go back to, 1997 as the price point.
Friday
And
night,
we're
Friday
gonna go
night at
away.
midnight is when the coupon expires that we gave you.
I think it's going to expire on Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure.
All right.
I'll have to take a look and see. Okay. For those that want to leave and have already purchased, fine. If anybody has any other questions about anything, Rod and Gary and I are here. I'll stay here for another hour answering questions if it's only 3 or 4 of us, so it's okay. Thank you, Larry. I appreciate it. I think it's Saturday. I think it's Friday or Saturday, DeBill. I'll have to. Rod, you could go actually check for them and let us know.
Doing it now.
The coupon, all the codes for purchase, Lewis, are in the chat. If you want me to, I'll add all those in there one more time for us. So those are the ones for the 3 programs on the BackLink Factory. And these are the other 2 that we have for you. I mean, one of the other things that you guys could think about is, who do you know, right? Oh, what do we charge a GMB customer, Craig? We generally charge anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 a month.
The date for the BLF2 one, which is the hybrid one, is 4/30 at
So that's 5 days from now.
1:59 p.m.
Well, Craig, I mean, look. Here's the really cool part. Think of this, and I want everybody to remember. If you go into that plumber and you tell him that your service is $2,500, what's he going to tell you? There's the door, turn around and leave. You have nothing to stand on, right? So the beautiful part is when you do what we teach you to do and you get the result that you get to move him up in the rankings, okay? His phone will ring just because he's in the 3-pack. Just because, right? So now that you can go in there and you have done the work for free and you have proven your worth and you've proven your ability, now you can ask for a premium amount of payment per month as opposed to going in and groveling and reducing your payment, to try to get the business. Does that make sense? We want to put you on a position of authority, a position on a pedestal. We want you to go in confidence and say, hey, Craig, hey man, I was browsing around plumbers the other day, and I didn't see you in the top section there where I live, and I scrolled down to the bottom and saw, and I thought that you were, you had good statistics, and I couldn't find you, so I took the liberty of moving you up into the 3-pack so that you would get some calls. I hope you don't mind, right? I hope you don't mind I did that. And if you want to stay there, we have a service that we would charge you to do that. And commiserate with the type of business that they are and the amount of money that they make, you would charge anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 to $3,000 a month. My solar people that I'm doing, they're a easy $2,500 to $4,000 a month customer. They make so much money on a solar install, right? Yeah, we're not doing extortion charges. No, if I find anybody doing that, we will terminate your program with no money refunded. Right? but try to make it, comfortable for everybody. Lifetime is I hate lifetimes because it doesn't help us any. I prefer monthlies, because obviously we make more money over a long period of time than we do to give it away a single payment, and then I don't ever make any more money. But that's okay. Neil's awesome. I mean, how many of you guys in here have some of Neil's products? Just give me a 1 if you have any of his products. Yeah. There it goes. I mean, there are no add-ons that's needed. No, ma'am. Okay. Content Gorilla. Yeah, I'm getting that. I'm using that myself. That's awesome. Wow. Okay. So give a great shout out to Neil. Send him a message thanking him for letting us do this for you. Let him know that you think it was worth your time and effort, and we appreciate you spending this time with us. And if there are no other questions, I will. So is this? No, this is my product. Oh, you mean Content Gorilla? Then I'm not sure. I think it is. I think the replay, I will not be putting up the replay because this is not my webinar, but Neil will be putting it up. Probably whatever his time for putting up replays are, Michael. I would suspect within 24 hours. I don't know for sure what his schedule is, but we are all good and good to go. Anybody have any last questions? Any advice? Any SEO advice? Any ideas? I can spend another 12 minutes before I have to roll. So if you have a question, one-time price Friday. No, it's 5 days, I think, develop 5 days. Oh, Michael, you'll see the replay. It's okay. And you'll be in time to pick everything up. Lewis says, I've been excited about this project since forever. All right.
We
Lewis,
appreciate
you're my kind of guy. Best way to contact you guys, Rod's Skype support, or let me type in chat our actual email support address. And let me make sure I spell it right because, like Gary said, I'm a terrible speller. There we go. That's good there. Well, the type of training that you get is we have really good video training. And no, I'm not doing trial periods. You have a 14-day refund period, though, William. The training is 3-part. We have great videos. We have a Skype room that has 300 people in it that are more than willing to share answers to questions that you have. And at some point, we would hope that as you learn and become better, you will become one of those people that are helping others. That's kind of like the mantra, And then you always have myself, Brian, Rod, and the 3 of us can always pop in and like Paul said, pay it forward. I'm going to leave you with one other business idea. And it's a business that we just started just the other day as an experiment, right? And so Gary came to me the other day and said, I think we ought to put together something called Business in a Box for backlinks. And if there's anybody here that doesn't feel they can afford to do and pay for the software, we have a done-for-you system. And you guys who bought the software, we'll show you what we did and the sales pages that we're using to go out and ask the businesses, hey, you want backlinks? Fine, done for you backlinks. Boom, here it is, $90, $50, $100, $150, whatever it is, whatever you can get. Okay? And we literally are blown away to the amount of people that know about BackLink Factory and know about what we do and are just constantly ordering backlinks for their own projects without buying software. But it gets to be pretty expensive that way if you keep doing it. But for you to offer that and create what you already know how to create for yourself, create those packages for other people who may not want SEO, but they want backlinks. Now you have a complete product that you could sell other people. Does that make sense? And
You know how
we'll
many
kind of
orders
go
we've
over
had
that model
coming in?
with you too as well. So
Do you know how many orders we've had coming in 4 days?
4 days we started this. How many orders did we get?
I believe we're at 26 right now.
Right.
The largest order is $297 because they ordered 3 packages.
Right.
Some people have ordered 4 packages.
So that's just something that we started, and we'll share. You know, for those of you that join us, we'll share that whole process with you as well. So